Awesome. With all that hassle in Google Hangouts, but we're here, we're ready to go. So I want to welcome you to the Vision and Goals, Earl's Vision and Goals. This is call one, session one. Today's March 4th. I'm in BC, and I think most of us are, but looking at my list, so it's 9:23, and we're just going to get started. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. This is an amazing program. It's my second time coaching it, so I'm super excited, and I'm excited for you guys. Some of you have done it before, and some of you have no idea what to expect. So it's going to be a fun. I think it's a 6-week program we're condensing into this time. So it's an intensive. So it'll be great. The program kind of is designed to empower you to kind of create your personal legacy that you want to leave in this world, and it's this leadership program, and it's the whole program is called I Goal You, and I'm just going to give you the kind of definition of what I Goal You is. It is, I Goal You is a choice, an act, and a movement. It is a choice to stand for others. It is an act for unconditional love for others as they live into their vision and goals. It is a movement of like-minded individuals described to designing their chosen future instead of relating to people based on personality, likes, dislikes, achievements, and failures. Hey, man. You made it.
Oh, man. Yeah, sorry about
that. No worries.
I had to change computers. I went and grabbed our sous chef.
Okay. You're good to go now, though, eh?
Yeah, all good, all good.
Awesome. So kind of as I told the group, so we're still going to end by 10:30 because I know most of us have engagements after, whether it be running shifts or bartending, making drinks and whatnot. So we'll condense this into an hour, and we'll make sure you guys are out by 10:30. So I just got started, so you just want to mute your mic, Eric, for best quality for listening purposes.
Okay, perfect. Got it.
Awesome, man. Got it. Awesome. Cool.
Perfect.
So yeah, I Goal You. It's this program designed by Susan Conrad, and some of us may know of Susan Conrad. Currently she's the director of possibility at Lululemon, and it's kind of this renowned leadership program. But I've had the pleasure of meeting Susan, and she's been kind of a leadership and communication advisor for the past 25 years, and she's this like brilliant woman. She's crazy in so many ways. She's always in such a great mood. She's positive. She brings so much energy. You probably got to saw a little bit of who she was in her phone calls, just her upbeat personality and energy, but in person she's 10 times more. So it's an amazing program that she's created, and we're doing level 1 of the I Goal You program, and it's the personal legacy, vision, and goals. So like I said, I'm kind of excited to take you guys on this journey and be your coach. It's going to be an awesome ride in 6 weeks. So I'm just going to give you a brief introduction of what we're going to cover over these 6 weeks. As I know for some of you, you kind of know what the program's about. You've gotten into it with your GMs and head chefs, or maybe they just came to you and be, hey, I went through this program. It's awesome. You're going to create a vision. You're going to create some goals. I think you should do it. And I think that's where most of it's at. So I'm just going to give a brief introduction of what we're going to cover before we get into the actual call. So some important concepts is moment to moment we are responsible for creating our personal legacy, and that's kind of what call 1 and call 2 is going to be out of, is really our personal legacy. And it talks about we have the choice to react from the past or respond to the now. We'll get into how the body is innately intelligent and it can't lie. Its way of communicating through us is through body sensations. And then kind of what Susan talked about is above and below the line, and it's an upward or downward spiral, or either in a place of choice, or and we're being our best self, or when we're below the line and we're in a spot of reaction, and we're not being our best self, not making great decisions, not making great conversations, whatever it may be. We'll get to a place where we're going to write some goals, and we're going to write a vision, which is 10 years in the future, which most of us have never even considered. And then we'll write some goals to support that, and then a declaration as well. So this program is going to be all about you. And I have a clearing or an ask of you before we kind of get started into the call. And like I said, this is my second time kind of coaching this series, and I've seen the difference between great calls and kind of average calls. And to be honest, it's up to each of you to make it great or to make it average, and it's going to be what you put into this. I know in Earl's kind of leadership term we talk about is kind of the personal mastery, And there's going to be a lot of that. It's going to be a lot of self-reflection. There's going to be a lot of kind of a journey on your own where you're going to have to really dig deep. And it's going to be a lot of your own time where you're digging into who you are and what you really want out of your life and what you want out of your future and this future of possibilities. So a couple things I'm going to ask of you. Before each call, I just want you to ensure you're in a great space, which allows you to be clear and grounded in a great environment, which allows for great conversation. It's quiet for you. You're on the court. You're in the zone. Just so you can be yourself and you can open up. You can be vulnerable. You can be authentic, because that's going to be a big piece to this. I ask that before each call you kind of create a personal intention for the call. What do you want to get out of these calls? Kind of why are you on these calls? Like I said, it's all about you and what you want out of this, so create an intention for each call. And then if you have a clearing at any moment during any of these calls, feel free to do it. Clear yourself. Is there something bothering you? Is your duck quacking, which doesn't allow you to be fully on the court or being fully present? So at any moment, if you need to do a clearing, feel free to do it. I want you to ask yourself, are you 100% above the line at all times? And if you need something from me or if you need something from the group to get you kind of back above that line where you're in a great place and you're in a place where you're able to grow and possibilities and all that, whatever you need from us, just ask. And then I want you to ask yourself, is there anything impacting your ability to choose happiness or have fun on these sessions? So if you're coming into these calls and something's not great in your personal life or something's not great with work, just let us help you through it. That's kind of where we are on this call. We're going to be a team. We're going to buddy up and we're going to coach each other through this. So a little introduction now to myself. I just want to establish something right away that I'm your I Goal You coach, and I'm here just for you. I won't be reporting to your GMs. I won't be reporting to your head chefs. I won't be reporting to your regionals. These calls are all about you, and it's an amazing program that Earls is really putting on. And if so, you become a better leader within your restaurants, great. But they want you to know it's all about you and creating a future of possibilities for yourself and you living the best life possible. So. Like I said, for me, this is my second time coaching it, and couldn't be more excited. For selfish reasons, I get something out of every one of these phone calls. I grow with every one of these phone calls. I grow from listening to each of you speak. It's amazing how in tune and how bright all of you are to who you are and where you want to go, and I'm just excited to go through this with you. And I've taken so much out of these calls, and I hope you guys take the same, but some of the things I have taken is, like I said, we're going to create a vision which is 10 years in the future. And for lots of us, that's like, holy shit, I've never thought. When I went through this, I was 25, so I've never thought about myself when I was 35 and where I want to be and who I want to be with and the type of life I want to live. So I know for lots of you, you're probably younger than 25, so it's going to be a bold, powerful thing thinking of yourself 10 years in the future. And I know we're going to kind of share those visions in call 4, I believe it is. And last time I was coaching this, when some of the participants were sharing, they actually like broke down with tears of joy, and they were so excited to like just picture their chosen future and where they want to go. And it was just such a powerful thing. So I'm excited for each of you to write that vision. With that, we're going to create goals. And I know lots of us have done some goal setting in the past, but it's most of those goals usually fail unless we're really in tune with where we want to go. It's like, hey, some of the goals could be I want to go to the gym or I want to lose 10 pounds, but we're going to write powerful goals that are affirmative. They're in the first person. They require action, and they're going to hold yourself accountable. So I'm excited for that. For me, I've become a better listener. My relationship with my girlfriend it's 10 times better than it ever has. Because I've really learned how to listen and listen to myself first and then listen to her, and we probably have better communication than we ever have in the past, it's amazing. It's amazing truly what this program can do for you. And then what else for me is I'm probably a more confident communicator at work, and I'm a better leader for my partners. And then one of the biggest pieces, which I'll probably get from this program, is faster recovery time. So there's a big piece in this program where we talk about going below the line, which, like I said, we're not being our best self, and then we're going to find ways to shift back above the line. First, listening to our body why we're below the line, and then how do we recover faster so we don't stay in a shitty spot or have terrible conversations or make rash decisions. So there's a big piece which is amazing for that as well. So I'm just going to kind of give you a little insight into how these calls do work. So usually we'll start hopefully right at 9, everyone's on time, ready to go, and then I'll usually do a preamble, which is anywhere probably from 8 to 15 to 20 minutes max. We'll kind of review the call, we'll review your homework. I'll create clarity on the video that you watched prior to, because each call you're going to watch a video prior to, so I'll help create clarity on that. And then there's a big piece on these calls where it's you guys opening up and sharing, and each call you will be asked to share. It's not required because I don't want to push anyone outside their comfort zone. Like I said, this is for you, so if you're comfortable sharing, awesome. And like I touched on, the more you share and the more vulnerable you'll be, the more authentic you are, the more you're going to get out of this program. So just be okay with putting yourself out there, and we're all here to support you, and I ask kind of the conversations and dialogue that we have within these calls stays within these calls. And I think it's going to be, like I said, awesome. So I'm super excited. So if anyone has any questions at the moment before I get started kind of on the important video concepts, ask now. I can see each of your faces, so if you got something or if you don't, you can shake your head. I've never done this Google Hangout thing, so it's kind of weird. It's kind of cool. But I can see each of you smiling at me in your little boxes right now, which is awesome. So I think it's going to be intimate, and lots of you I just made you laugh, which is fun too. So let's just have fun with this series, and let's just grow together. So it doesn't look like anyone has anything, any questions. So I think I'll just get started on kind of I'll recap the video and just help emphasize any of the important concepts. So there was a few things talked about in this this first video, and the first thing was personal legacy, and our personal legacy is a kind of a combination of one's visions and goals, and we're always leaving that legacy. So it's an important piece that we're going to dig into in call 2, that we really examine our inherited components of our legacy, and we would be in full choice which we want to create day to day. Everyone's inherited a legacy, and it's come from what has come before us, whether it be from your parents, your grandparents, your gender, your race, your schools you went to, the people you hung out with. Everything in your past has created who you are today. So for some of us, there might be some skeletons kind of in the closet that we're going to need to clear before we can really go to a place of possibility in these futures when we're creating these visions, because it's just our brain's natural kind of doing that. It relates kind of our kind of future with what has come before us. So like I said, we may have to clear some of those negative experiences that come before us. We're to clear ourselves, to really get to a place where we can picture ourselves 10 years down the future. Nothing constraining us from the past, and we're going to create a future that's possibilities, that's of choice, that's where you guys want to go. Excuse me. So we're really going to dig deep into that into call 2, and so that's something to start thinking about your legacy. And like I said, it's moment to moment. We create it with everything we do, every conversation we have. There's an important concept in it that everything after I am creates. So that's as simple as saying I am tired. So now you're creating that reality for yourself that you're tired, instead of saying I am ready to go, full of energy. So you're creating your future really with everything you say. And we are in a world of take-twos, but so we just need to understand that, and that's kind of the inherited legacy piece. And like I said, that'll be a big part of call 2, where we visit that for all of you. And if there's anything we need to clear ourselves from or let go of before we can really set a vision in the future. Susan then talked about in the video above and below the line, and like I said, above the line is a place where we're being our best selves. We're in a great spot, our mind is clear, there's nothing constraining us, we're ready to go, and we're making great choices, and we're feeling great emotions. And it might be a place of like where we're have the ability to trust or wonder, or we're responsible, or we're able to love, offer forgiveness. But then in the opposite is when we're below the line, and this for us is lots of most of the time usually comes from like worry, fear, judgment, self-doubt, unforgiveness. And we're usually in a bad place when we're below the line. We're not having great conversations. We're doubting ourselves. There's something holding us back or constraining us. And it happens with all of us. It happens every single day. I went below the line when this call wasn't working. I was getting stressed out, and thoughts were running through my head, and I got some little anxiety. My chest got tight. And then for me, when I'm below the line in a more severe cases, if I'm angry at like work, if something's not going right, I'm actually like a fist clencher, and I clench my jaw, and I can like feel myself doing this. So for me, we got to find releases so I can recover faster. And when I'm below the line, we can get above the line, so we don't make any rash or hot decisions or whatever it might be. So that's kind of the next piece that Susan talked about is the body sensations. And this is something that might be new to you, but your body is innately intelligent, and it's always kind of talking to you, and its way of talking to you is through body sensations. So when I talked about like my clenching jaw, that's telling me that I'm below the line and something's wrong. And we just need to pay attention to these sensations and become aware of them. And for lots of you, you're probably running through your heads, what happens when I'm angry, or what happens when I'm below the line right now? And it's going to be a big self-awareness piece that we're going to have to discover. And we can either listen to our body, or we can just override those sensations. But it's always going to be telling the truth, and it's always going to be communicating through those sensations. So. And ultimately, through that awareness, our goal is just to recover faster. So, next, Susan talked about the power of knowing what you want. And it's all too common in our life that we focus on kind of what we don't want in our lives instead of getting clear about what we do want. And it's essential to create this clarity before writing our vision and goals, so you can begin to clarify what it is that we do want from our futures. And we've all kind of heard of the law of attraction. And the law of attraction is the name given to the term that like attracts like. So by focusing on either positive or negative thoughts, one can bring positive or negative results. So it's such a simple exercise, but it's so powerful, and I use it not daily, but I use it probably weekly. And my last example was my interview for Bridge Park. I did this circle, and I created everything inside of it how I wanted to show up for the interview. So it was confident, I wanted to self-assured, passionate, kind of all of that stuff, and I put everything how I didn't want to show up for my interview outside the box, and kind of I ran through my head, then focusing on how I'm going to show up positive, how I'm going to show up confident, how I'm showing up passionate. And it was probably one of my best interviews to date, and I got the job, so it must have worked, or it must have been a helping hand in it working. I know in some of the calls, people have actually used this for relationships. Instead of focusing in on your relationships, what you don't want out of a boyfriend or girlfriend, but instead what you do want. So love, trust, open communication, because most of the time we have friends that it's like, oh, I don't want this out of my boyfriend, I don't want him to do this, I don't want him to do that. Well, like attracts like, so if you're going to focus on those negative thoughts, you're going to attract those negative thoughts. So that's kind of the first kind of video and the important themes. It's kind of just an introduction to what we're going to be getting into. So that's kind of my preamble. I sped it up a bit so we can make sure everyone has time to share on these calls today, and now we're going to open it up to you guys. So there's going to be a few things I want to kind of share just on this introduction call. And like I said, we're going to be going down these 6 weeks together. So first things first, I want you to open up with like a 2 or 3 minute I guess, introduction to who you are, kind of how you wound up being, and kind of explain, give us insight to who you are. So explain maybe how would your friends explain who you are, just so that we get some good insight, what type of person you are. The second thing is we're going to all create an intention for what we want out of this program. For lots of us, it may be goals. It may be that we want to become a better communicator, a better listener, a better leader, a better boyfriend, a better girlfriend, that we want to work on our relationships. There's lots of great things that this program can give you, and I just want you to kind of share that intention. And while we're sharing intention, kind of give a thought to when we're finished this 6 weeks, what do we think we will be, or how will we be showing up if our intention has come true? If it's to be a better, effective communicator, how will that be showing up in our lives? What would you picture yourselves being or doing? And then the last thing is let's get into body sensations a bit. let's get into kind of your triggers and what you feel when you're below the line. And I know this may be a new concept, but I'm sure most of us are self-aware, at least surface level, of some of the body sensations when we're below the line. So let's put some thought into that and let's share those so we can just give some good insight. So when we open it up to the calls, I'm not going to call on anyone. Like I said, I don't want to pressure you to share. Share when you're comfortable. Share what you when you're ready to go. So yeah, it's I'm gonna feel free to unmute when you're ready to go, and you're up. So.
Okay, fine.
Okay, fine. You're awesome. I was wondering how long that awkward silence was going to go for.
What was the second thing you wanted? You kind of froze on me there.
Pardon me?
What was the second thing you wanted from us? Like the first was like who we are, and the second is what?
Your intention for this program. Because I know lots of us kind of were just thrown into this, so I just want to see what you want to get out of it, and so that gives me a little more insight of how I can help you and how the group can help you and how we can really coach you through this. So.
Cool. Okay, well, I'm Maria. I'm the lunch manager at Earls Dalhousie. I just moved to Calgary a month ago to Monday. I transferred.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's a big move, eh?
Yeah, it was awesome. I did it by myself. It took a lot to get there, but I did it, and I'm really happy here. My GM's okay. He's sitting behind me, so distracting me. So sorry if I keep turning around.
Yeah.
I came from Earls, Maine, in Winnipeg. I was there back with the company for 2 years, but I've kind of been on and off for 12, which makes me 30. So. Yeah, born and raised in Winnipeg, animal lover.
Dogs or cats?
Workaholic. Dogs, but my roommate moving here has cats, so we're going to see how that goes. But yeah, so that's just a little bit about me. I don't really know what else to say. My intention from Vision and Goals, just from taking it before, it made me such a better leader. It helped me communicate. It taught me a lot about myself and who I am, and that I was a very reactive person, so I'm just trying to still work on that, and that's why I kind of wanted to take it again. So that's what I'm doing in the program again, and I just think I can get a lot more out of it, and like you said, you do have to be really open and honest and vulnerable to get the most out of it.
Sorry, before you move on, is there any words of wisdom that you'd want to share with the rest of the group? I know it was kind of you just said be open and honest, but is there anything else that you could give some insight?
You'll get more out of it the more you put into it. So actually looking ahead and doing that work, and I think it's really good to do it when it's fresh in your mind after that call or that same day, just to kind of get the ball rolling, and then just really being aware every day. In between the calls of what you can do and kind of what you've given us as the goal of the week to work on, and just being very aware, especially when it comes to the body sensations for the next one. Just having a notepad and just writing it down as it happens will make you get the most out of it, really.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, and then what was the next one? Body sensations? Is that, or did I miss a step?
Yeah, no, that was body sensations.
I get I don't really react in a way. I kind of just a good example was Sunday. We were just super crazy busy, and when everyone else is kind of, high energy, I guess, they were freaking out around me, I kind of just shut down. My anxiety is on the inside, but I just shut down and just stay very calm. But then I kind of wear that emotion on my face. So I just see, and everyone's always like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm good. How are you?"
Yeah.
I don't. So for me, I just kind of it's most of my sensations are internal, and it's just very much anxiety, and I just I start walking a little bit slower, and I just try and take it all in on a different level when I have high anxiety or high. So that's just kind of my coping mechanism to not react to things anymore. So it's
right. Did you used to be kind of get hot and react?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
really?
Yeah. Very reactive. But I mean, you learn from it, and you just kind of move forward. So.
Oh, that's good. So now you're the opposite of being hot and reacting. You're calm and relaxed.
Yeah, and I like to take some time to just take 5 minutes and then kind of say what needs to be said after, because just saying it right in the moment can come off a little aggressive, if you will.
And is there anything, because you've been through the program, so is there anything in that 5 minutes that you're kind of doing or saying to yourself, or are you just chilling?
I'm just trying to think of how I can change it. Like it's more just it's a thought process for me. So in those 5 minutes, I just kind of think of like how I want to occur in the conversation and how I want to be there for whether it be the partner or whoever it is I'm talking to now. And it's very much like just a thought process, and it's like a plan for myself on how I want it to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So you're well on your way. This is gonna be good. I'm excited that we got a vet on this call. So.
Me too. I feel like
You're
Jeremy
awesome.
should be up next just to put him on the line.
Called out, Jeremy. Thank you for sharing. Jeremy, we can't hear you. Or can anyone else hear Jeremy? I can't hear him. I can see his mouth moving. No, we got some head shakes. No. No. Anyone else? Head shakes, no. Are you on the laptop? Do you want to... Oh, 1 second. Okay.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah. Little headphone problems. So yeah, my name is Jeremy. I work with Maria at Earls Dalhousie. The pleasure of working with her in the past couple of weeks. I've lived in Calgary my whole life. Really kind of found my calling to Earls after first year university. I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do. Stuck between going back to school, pursuing my degree, or kind of finding a serving position at Earls, and just getting to know the amount of development they put into the partners, and the investment in personal growth has really kind of opened my eyes to everything that the company has to offer. And it's really been quite a journey. I went through the day leader position, went back to school, and then came back to the lounge managing position again this past year. So a lot of ups and downs, a lot of personal discovery and kind of self-realizations. What I want to get out of this program, my intention is to kind of find, that happy, like that place that, I can find that happiness, and, the goal to do one thing better every day, and work towards that, and to make myself a better leader in the way I come across to my partners, which is kind of the place where you get above the line, below the line, and just kind of living above that line, and knowing that there's that one thing or those multiple things that I can attribute to my happiness. My body sensations when I get in the grip, you might call it, is I tend to get kind of flushed. I go into what I call caretaking mode, which my RM actually opened me up to. I just kind of want to solve the situation. I kind of just block everybody out, and I get to the place where I got to hop in, take care of it. And I don't really listen to everything that's going on around me. I kind of get one-track minded with that kind of like tightness, that anxiety, that need to get it solved and fixed. So that's the place I go to.
And where are you feeling the tightness and the anxiety?
I think it's more so just like a fear of failure. Like I don't want to come across like I don't know what I'm doing, or I just want to be able to solve that right away, right?
Yeah.
So I get anxious.
Yeah, and where do you get the tightness? So is it like in your chest and your shoulders? Because we'll actually we'll actually feel these sensations before it comes to our mind that, hey, I'm in caretaker mode. So the whole kind of awareness piece is if you start feeling in your chest, then it's an automatic trigger. Hey, I'm going into caretaking mode before you have that self-realization.
Totally, yeah. It's like the neck to the chest, and then I realize that I get really stiff.
Yeah.
And then I get that flushed. My face gets flushed, and that's when I get into caretaker mode.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love your intention too. That every day you just want to better yourself and do one thing to be a better leader. That's an awesome thing, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you on this program.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
No problem.
All right. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my name's Eric Hacker. I work here at Earl Strawberry Hill down in Surrey. I've been here about 5 months now. Or 6 months. I'm a shift leader. I play soccer out at UBC, so I'm not here as much as I'd like to. But I've started taking leaders' gifts and all that, and I really, really enjoyed it. And it helped me mostly with sports. It really helped me out. I play with the Whitecaps U23 team as well, and I had to grow up pretty quick. I went in a little bit younger, so that course really helped me out. And for my intentions for this course are exactly the same thing. I want to get my 10-year plan and kind of figure out those crossroads that I have between sport and working here, because I've really found out that I like it a lot, and there's so much growth happening that I want to get some clarity in the path that I want to choose. And with school being done soon, I think this is a good time for me to start focusing down on a career. So I'm really, really, really excited about this. I love the courses. So yeah, so far for me, big plus. And I guess for body functions, whatever you want to call it, sensations. Thank you. Yeah. Jeremy, I'm kind of the same as you. I just start going into caretaker mode when shit starts hitting the fan, if you don't mind me saying that. I kind of start to not trust people as much, and I try to take over, and I get it all on the shoulders, and I get this like Victoria's Secret power walk thing going on, and I start doing everyone's job for them, and I want to trust people more, and I want to help them get to their goals and help them through those tough times instead of just turning around and doing it for them. So I'm hoping that this will do that for sure.
Awesome, man. And what do you? You said you really like Earls. What do you like about it?
I just love the fact that everybody. It's not like a bunch of restaurants. It seems like everyone shows up for their shift, they get their money, and they head out. But at Earls, it's kind of, you show up and you have friends and you have family, and you go through these things together, like these courses. I don't know anybody who offers these, and I think that brings people together on a totally different level. And then things like Town Hall, everybody's so excited to be working together and so helpful. So
awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, man.
So I'm excited for you. You're young into Earls. You're kind of young into leadership. So I think this is going to be an amazing program to really help figure out who you are as a leader and who you are as a person. So awesome. Yeah, dude.
Thanks, Cody. Thank you.
You bet,
man.
Oh, I don't think we can hear you, Jerome. Can anyone else? No, head shakes. No dice? No. Jeremy, what did you have to do?
If you go to the top of the video screen, there's a little settings button, and then you have to just go onto built-in microphone and then hit save, because mine was at a microphone input. Just go to the top of the video screen. I'm not sure. It depends if you have a microphone in your computer.
Yeah? No? Yeah?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm Jerome from Kingsway. I've been at Earls for I think over 3.5 years now. I'm currently in the day coach position. I've loved every moment of the way here. I've definitely had a lot of fun, but I Goal You, Vision and Goals, leading teams, leaders gifts, all of these things kind of they've never really been presented to me like in the past and over the past 3 years. I'm really excited to just kind of take this as an opportunity and kind of work with it to help me become a better person, better leader. What I get out of this is what I want to get out of this is exactly that. Is just um, I want to have I want to just become a better leader in a general sense. I have a tendency to become a little rash at times things get when things get tough, and I want to learn how to control myself, kind of take the chance or take a second to listen to what people have to say before I do anything, or if something's not going well, kind of just have the ability to step back from it and just take in whatever the person has to say and kind of understand where they're coming from before I make any decisions.
Yeah.
But essentially, yeah, when I have my body like when I get below the line, my body sensations are my vision becomes a little bit blurry. My chest starts like pounding. I get a lot of clammy hands, and these are the things I kind of want to notice before I make any rash decisions over what somebody has to say or how I act at work. And yeah, just be a better leader in a general sense. That's what I want to get out of this for the most part.
Mm-hmm. And so for you, the body sensation is going to be a big piece because you said you get the clammy hands, and that's one for a lot of us. But that'll be a direct tell where it's, hey, I need to take a step back, take a tech two before, like you said, you say something rash. But so your intention is kind of to be able to do that, be a stronger leader. In 6 weeks, when you've done the program, what do you think? Kind of how are you going to be showing up differently?
I'm definitely going to be going into work. I'm gonna, with a more open mind, more accepting to what people have to say. I want to just help everyone, help me, help them in a sense. And I want to be able to do my best to lead the team in the right direction and hope for that whatever conflict we encounter, that we can come to a positive resolution and kind of help each other become better people at the end of the day.
Awesome. You're in this for all the right reasons, dude, and it's going to be an awesome journey for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, man.
Thank you.
And then there were two.
Okay.
Eric, do you want to share, or Tatiana?
I can start.
Awesome, man.
Okay, so
How are
hi
you
everyone.
today?
Good, I'm good. My name is Eric. I'm from Bridgeport, and I started about almost 3 years ago, back in May 2012, and I fell in love after I started working here, and I'm the senior cook here and a baker. Before I started working at Earl's, I had no clue what I was doing. I went to BCIT. I took interior design. I thought that was what I wanted to do because I've always been a creative person. But after 2 semesters, I felt like it wasn't my thing. And back then, my sous chef Jack, he was the one that told me to come in for an interview because we knew each other from high school, and I said sure, why not. And after that I fell in love with the whole thing, especially the people in Earl's. It just makes you feel like a family. And my passion is to go to the gym. I started going to the gym about 2 years ago, and I started seeing results. And it's almost like accomplishing your goals one step at a time, and that really makes me happy. So I fell in love with the process, and my intention for this course is to become a great leader and a better speaker. And for my body sensation, I tend to get tight around the chest. I shut down, whereas I don't freak out, but I get quiet. I don't talk to anyone. And yeah.
So you said be a better speaker. Is it public speaking? Is it kind of just how articulating your points? Where is the opportunity?
I would say both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why don't you think you're a great speaker now? Is it like a self-doubt thing? Is it a confidence thing?
I don't think it's a self-doubt thing. I think it's more of an experience thing.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've never really gotten the experience to really speak out to everybody as much as I would think that I like to.
And then 6 weeks down the road, we're finishing the program. What do you think how are people gonna view you differently? Are you gonna be having better conversations? What do you think is gonna be the change in you? What would you like the desired intent change to be?
Oh, definitely, because I'm actually applying for the swing sous chef position right now, and
good luck.
I've been having thank you. I've been having a couple of coach shifts, so that's been really helping me through becoming a better speaker by communicating to the team, running the shifts. So that's been a really great experience so far.
Okay, man. Noted. I've noted that. I've noted each of your guys' intent. So we're going to make you a better speaker in these 6 weeks, and coming out of it, you're going to be a stronger leader and a better speaker.
Thank you.
Let's do it, man. Awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I think we can. Oh,
Yeah,
no, I can't hear you.
On my computer, so it's fucking around with me. Let's start off. I'm horrible at public speaking. I get nervous. My palms are sweating right now, so if I speed through things, I'm sorry. And my accent shows up a little bit more. So, I am born and raised, I guess, in motherland Russia. Came here when I was 14. Lived here more than half my life. Started at Earls about 3.5 years ago. Terrified of change. My little sister just kind of handed my resume over to the GM and made me appear at the interview. And I got the job. Within 3 months, I was shift leading. I was cash managing. I was bar leading. I was day leading, night leading. Did it all. Now I'm just sticking to bartending. Graduated as a holistic nutritionist last year. So the reason why I stepped out at Earls was because I wanted to pursue my career. Kind of my whole idea behind this is I want to get have more of ambition and more of a drive. So about a few months ago, my little sister was creating little groups at her home with girlfriends and making posters and goals, and that's what I really got into it and motivated me to want to do things and change my life. So had a few fall downs with relationships, I guess. So I was a pretty negative person. I would always find the faults in others. And after a few bad breakups, had a really long conversation over a bottle of vodka with my dad. And kind of he made right. No, actually, I'm I don't do vodka anymore. Bourbon, we're good. And he kind of pointed it out to me that instead of pointing fingers at what my ex did wrong, what were the things that I failed at, why it brought the relationship to the end. So he helped me out on that, and I think my biggest growth and change has been in the last 2 years. Instead of sporadic anger, mood swings, and just not listening and over yelling somebody and swearing and completely having zero communication skills, I've learned how to listen in, take in, calm myself down, and then approach with a conversation or sit down or follow up, whatever it is. So I've definitely grew in the last 2 years. Started making random decisions of just like going 10 days later and backpacking in Thailand and just doing things that are out of my comfort zone. And I absolutely love it. Right now I've had the best relationship of my entire life because of the communication and the openness and the trust and just being open with one another. And if there's an issue arising, sit down and talk about it right away. So I'm grateful for that. What I want to get out of this again is learn how to goal and prioritize a lot better. Have that ambition, get the drive back, and actually continue with what I graduated in and set some career goal changes and not be stuck in one spot. And as for my below the water, above the water, well, I jaw clench, I sweat. My chest, I get a little bit of an anxiety, I guess. And but I'm able now to not speak out of anger, and I hold myself back. I take a few minutes to relax, and then I calmly relate to another. So that's it, I guess.
First off, you articulated quite well. You didn't seem nervous.
Oh, yeah.
So that's awesome. Good for you. Awesome story. It sounds like you've been on a great journey these last couple of years, and you've really grown as a person, and good for you. I think you're going to get amazing results out of this program because it seems like this is exactly what you're looking for and what's going to kind of take you to that next level of complete happiness in your life and complete joy. So I'm super excited for you.
Yay.
Yay. Awesome. No, thank you for sharing. Like I said, you didn't seem nervous and your accent was fine. So
Good.
Okay. So that's going to be the similar format for each and every call. Except next 3 calls, they're going to be a lot more deeper. They're going to be a lot more heavier. We're going to really get into it. But I think, as you notice, these calls are going to be most beneficial from the sharings of one another. And each of you is going to learn from one another and the journey you're on and what you're going through and your growing pains. So like Marie said, it's totally going to be what we put into this program is what we're going to get out. And I think we have a lot of great people on this call where I think we could really go deep and learn from each other and get some amazing results from this program. So just for everyone sharing, you're all eager to learn and want to become better leaders and better persons. So I think it's going to be a great group, honestly. So let's just quickly review your homework and kind of what that looks like. So and then, like Maria said again, she's a seasoned vet. Let's try to just get started on it right away. Be aware of it. Write stuff down, because the more you take in and the more you're aware, just the better results you're going to get. Because I've seen people who kind of leave it last minute and then they come to group with, like, they focus on body sensations for 2 days, so they don't really know because they haven't gone below the line very much or whatever it may be. But so we're going to choose a buddy in your group. Each call we're going to assign a different buddy. So I think we'll just go with if Eric and Eric want to go together. So just one point in the next 2 weeks before our next call, touch base. For easy purposes, Jeremy, you and Maria want to go together because you're at the same store, so you guys can touch base in store. Awesome. And then Jerome and Tatiana.
Yay.
Yay. Awesome. So you guys can touch base. It can be a phone call, Google Hangout, whatever it may be. Best results will be over the phone or Google Hangouts instead of email, because then you can actually feel like the human connection, the human emotion of voice inflections and kind of what they're going through instead of how you read an email. So touch base in the next 2 weeks. Probably do it before the night before the next call. Maybe in a week try to do it. Set it up for maybe next Tuesday or Wednesday. Might be best. But I want you to download The Power of Knowing What You Want, that exercise, and complete it. And you can relate it to many different facets of your life right now. So some of you might be single and maybe you've had relationship trouble, so you could do it towards that. You could do The Power of Knowing What You Want for if you're gonna, Eric, you're going into an interview, so you might want to do it for that. Whatever you want to do it for many, and then you can do it just out of what you want in your life as a whole. And you can really focus on the great things that you want in your futures and that you want in your life. So it's an awesome exercise. It just really helps you dial in. So let's get that done and do it maybe for, like I said, a few different facets of your life. Then we want to notice at least 3 areas of life where you live in reaction versus respondability. So that's kind of reaction is below the line and choice is above the line. So there's 3 areas maybe in your life where you're automatically glowing below the line, whether it be it could be a relationship with a single person. I'm sure we all have it. We might not like a person we work with, and right away that when you have to have a conversation, it always turns negative. So maybe something like that. It might be with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. It might be certain situations at work or with your sporting team, whatever it may be. So we just want you to notice 3 areas and then complete there's all online. You can find all this online, but then complete the question of the body trigger worksheet. Kind of what are your body triggers? What do you feel in these situations? And then there's example shifts online of how you could potentially move from reaction to creative choice-based listening. So pick a few that work well for you, and some of us, for me, it's one of my go-to things. When I go below the line, I have a picture of my nieces on the phone who are 2 and 4. They're smiling, they got ice cream on their face, and as soon as I look at that picture of them, it's like instant smile on my face, and it's like I'm back above the line. So I know for some people it's music. It's a certain song that reminds them of their 17 in their first car, cruising down the street. That brings them, puts that smile, brings them to a good spot. So this is going to be personalized to you. So just figure it out, what works well for you, what's going to be best for you, and focus on those 3 things and try to start living those day to day to see if they actually work. Because that picture of my nieces, every time I can just pull up my phone and it's an instant smile on my face, and they bring joy and it warms my heart. So find what works well for you. So that's kind of it. Like I said, I wanted you guys out before 10:30. It's 10:15, so we actually powered through this quite quick. I'll make sure the next calls, I don't know if it was something on my end, might have been, but the Google Hangouts wasn't set up, so hopefully that won't be a worry next week. And I appreciate everyone being on this call, and let's start on our homework. Let's have a great 6 weeks, and we're meeting again March 18th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time again, so that's 2 weeks today we have. So today was, like I said, just introduction. Next call we really get into it, so have a great 2 weeks. Let's get on top of our homework. Let's talk to our buddy, and let's get the most out of this program together. So thank you to each and every one of you. Have an awesome Wednesday, Wing Wednesday for all of us, so hopefully it's busy and we can pan out those wings and have a great night. So thanks so much. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
You bet.